Yeah, screw going through my whole intro again. Hey everybody, I'm the Watcher Prime, this is Serene Watcher Gaming, and today we were gonna play Lego Star Wars, but apparently that game fucking sucks. For whatever reason. So we're gonna do some Disco Elysium. I don't know what the hell. What in the hell? I don't know. But hopefully you can hear this. Let's make sure desktop audio's on. And hopefully you can hear the sound and everything. I hope everything's meted out properly. You should hear some like dramatic background droning. Sounds like sadness to you? That's what this game's all about, right? Sadness? And now it's time to talk to the socialists. So let's talk to some socialists.
Bastards! We have a right to work!
The man yells towards the harbor gates. His voice is loudest of the lot and oddly screechy for a man of his size. Let's go with what's going on here.
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
Maybe because I hashtagged it. I have no idea. The broad-shouldered alpha male turns to you. He's a full head taller than everybody else here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
Why should I?
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes. Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work!
Right to work.
Besides,
You know, I think I have a right to have Lego Star Wars work on stream.
See us talking.
But you know what? The first time I played it, it was cutting in and out of on my headset. So maybe it's the game. I don't know.
Builds confidence.
All right. What kind of a cause are we talking about?
Rights of people. Rights of workers. To have gainful employment. To make a salary. And feed their families.
That might be a game
His
issue.
manner of speaking is wooden, the tone of voice bland and uninspired, almost as if compiling replies from a set of learned phrases.
Huh. Don't think I've chosen any sides
Might be
yet.
time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side.
Fat bastards.
But you're essentially
Get
still
in my
workers.
belly.
I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the right to work! Right to work!
Regardless, I have some questions for you.
Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
He points his finger at the man sitting on the railing.
So do we, Scott.
The loitering man hollers in return.
Have fun.
Oh yeah.
Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat boss.
We're gonna go ahead and be honest with what we're doing.
I know nothing about a murder.
Absolutely nothing.
Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs. They'd do anything to stay alive. Right to work!
He again shakes his large
It's
fist and
shameful.
turns back at
Cops
you.
doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
We are not picking a side in this just yet, sir.
Pity. Let us work!
What is a strike? I think
When
we
a
all know
bunch
what a
of
strike is.
ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
He shifts uncomfortably in his worker's overalls.
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we
He raises his fist and starts shouting again.
to work!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched, The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting.
Ill-fitting, what does that mean?
His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence.
You wearing new clothes?
He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what.
Who are all these strike breakers?
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
We haven't had to, like, restart a stream like that in quite some time. Fucking Lego Star Wars.
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If Union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
They
Yeah,
follow
or
because I'm
Bethesda.
big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Sure.
What's it to you?
Deep-set suspicion drips from every syllable. Let's see. Curiosity, going to figure out this strike mass routine part of the investigation. I thought you looked really familiar for a second there. Only a routine.
Am I a suspect? Done no crimes.
Right.
I only fight for the rights of people.
Already got that. I'm interested in your background. Makes sense, I guess. Never mind. Not gonna pry.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
A bouncer? Where? I frequent a lot of bars. Maybe it's one I know. Sweet, I know bars. Been thrown out of several. Maybe that's why you seem familiar. I don't really drink, but work is taking me out of... or has taken me to some. Which one was it?
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Yeah, right? That's true. Yeah, I think I've been there.
Uh-huh. It was a long time ago.
The man quickly losing interest in talking with you. What exactly is your goal
We
here?
were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the
Oh, God.
bastards hadn't shut the gates.
And you are unable to breach the entrance? Okay, I wanted to discuss something else.
Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Wait, head measurer?
Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel is right behind
How
it.
bad can one guy be? You seem capable.
Bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. And he's trained. I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke.
Ooh, trained
And
killers
my
we're
men
dealing
are
with?
tired and hungry. They're workers, not fighters.
Have you considered storming in, like all of you?
Why don't you go arrest them instead? I'm sure they've done plenty of criminal shit. They have that look.
Heh.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
The man rubs his jaw, a perfect, lightly bearded square wedge. Alright, so we talked to him.
Yes?
Okay. He's got nothing new to add.
An old monument.
We already went to this. I did a few things off stream on this. I went through the hidden access room in the bookstore. That took me around, and I found a few useful items, different shit. That's us, and, you know, he's definitely on shit. The thing I have to try to do is get this thing down, but...
Fuck, does Kuno care? The fuck about it? You're testing. Get lost. Kuno.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna...
So we gotta get around to the back over there, I think, pretty much, but... It's getting pretty late in the day. I don't know how much more we're gonna be able to do in this day. Now, I was kind of hoping to have that body down. Lonely Cormorant surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. Is that a... That might be a can? Yeah. Oh, I did a little bottles and cans collecting. You're under arrest, prick.
Are you trying to sneak up on me?
Logic error. She is not sleeping right now.
Pig's come to take me out. Trying to snuff me out. Then why are you sneaking up on me like that? Not a good idea to scare me, pig. Not a good idea at all.
Got more magnesium's nice. More money. Money, money, money. Garden hose, this won't be of use until the snow melts. Chairs and tables eaten by rain and rot. Another splattering of bullet holes on this wall. Hey, Inferno. No, it didn't. I guess they weren't coming through. Probably because we're not even signed into YouTube. Which is cute. I'm not even going to mess with that. Yeah. All kinds of joy. Fun and joy. We had technical difficulties earlier. Alright. You want me to just close all this other shit off then? I didn't catch your answer to that. Don't think we can get in there. Yet. No, not yet.
There must be another way into the building.
Jeez, that seemed kind of loud. Did you want me to close all those windows down, babe? Or did you have any particular reason for me to, like, leave them up?
Hey, up here, Piggo.
Okay, thank you. I'll test out this chat in a couple different things and make sure this is working now. So we had an audio issue trying to play Lego Star Wars, which kind of sucked. And stuff like that. So I don't really know what went awry there. Oh, I see you in there.
Hey, up here, Piggo.
You want rye bread? Since Lego Star... I'm looking at your post on X. Since Lego Star Wars wants to be a PETA. Oh my lord. That's pretty funny.
Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Oh, you know which one I didn't check out to see if it was it was working? Rye bread. Rye bread.
Hey, up here, Piggo.
Alright, yeah, that's fine. Listen, if I gotta look over here down to this corner to see live space chat, then that's just so be it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Check out the,
Look at me
Orange
when I'm
bum
talking
hat?
to you.
so we got our bag of bottles and shit. Oh, tuna on rye. I need tuna on rye next time I go to work.
Hey, up here, Piggo.
This fucker's calling me a piggo.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue d'Esperance. You wait and see.
The girl stares at the sailboat by the pier.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the
The
last
last time I was tested for Hep C.
We just want to know your name, little lady. No need to get defensive. Don't use that tone with me. I'm the law. Let's start with your blood type and go from there. Yeah, when were you last tested? Just answer some questions, okay?
And here I was trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs.
Despite the sash, she puts the brush aside. You keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at? What are you doing to the wall? Do you know anything about the recent murder? Catch you later, Cindy. Oh.
The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms.
She nods disdainfully toward the woman performing maintenance on the boat docked next to the pier.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from Rivershot. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez.
Who is she?
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Ooh, that's gonna be
Good
fun.
idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to us on. Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
She studies the wall, suddenly pensive. So you don't know what to write.
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home and Mona was here. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cards. And my name's not Mona, so...
Why are you so committed to defacing the building?
This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know, summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation.
I have an opinion on this. Want to hear it?
Yeah?
I love public art. Don't mind us. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to have to stop you. This is hooliganism. Actually, I don't have opinion. I lied. I'm going to go with I love public art.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
Do you know anything about the recent murder?
I ain't no snitch, Pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, bucko.
Catch you later, Cindy.
Watch your back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Oh, God, yeah, I'm scared.
Volumetric shit compressor.
Volumetric shit compressor?
Bizarre scientific news from Rivershot West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit singularity lasts.
This shit singularity? All endurance white checks unlock. Learning cap for endurance raised to 4. Oh yeah, that's really good. So that's going to help us be able to take the body down. But let's go talk to this asshole over here first. The belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. Docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A. Your room in the Whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good evening, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbor. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
She steps closer and holds out her hand over the railing. Joyce L. Doesn't the L stand for... What exactly is the RCM? I remember hearing it from somewhere. What gave us away? Shake her hand. Shake her hand. Or don't shake her hand. But we'll do this first.
Peyton, my maiden name.
Her bony hand dangles from the sleeve of her oversized raincoat.
I'm glad to see you here.
The woman and lieutenant exchange a brief a brief handshake.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will. Gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
So he really wants us to go hard in the paint on this bitch, so let's do that.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines Group.
You seem rich. Can I have some money?
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
What? Why not?
Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub. Why, yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible, within reason.
Yeah, so?
Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
I'm a goddamn working man. I'm not ashamed to shake this leech for some dough. As I should be, for even considering it. This is a woman and I'm a man. Yeah, I should take my own goddamn money by now. Or make my own goddamn money by now. What is this feeling? I've never felt it before. I'm not ashamed.
You think your little communism protects you from this feeling? No. The more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
I want that. I want them greenbacks. Let's go.
Voila. I'm doing it.
Why, yes, I am rich. How much money do you need? Hopefully not too much. I couldn't bring all of it with me.
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament than she's letting on?
That's a good sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
She removes
Nice.
a few notes and hands them to you. The paper is cold and oily to the touch. There must be about 200 real in that gets it back. Maybe a little less. Plus some change.
I just shook down. I'm a detective, right? Who just shakes down a rich lady, as if that would ever
I
work.
hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
You bribed me, all right. I'm your little peon now. I am an honorable policeman, one of the few good men in Revachol. Funny that you're worried about this and not your ruthless exploitation of the entire human race. I'm still getting my head around this whole money concept. You were just helping me out. I want to talk about something else now. Let's go with the ruthless exploitation of the human race.
You're right, man, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemly as it may be, as long as they are properly logged with the precinct.
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM today, besides supplementing its salaries?
Tell me about the Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
That was weird. I just got some kind of beep in my ear. Very odd. So what do they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things.
Weird. Strange. Almost like a notification off of something. Oh, you left your Discord up. Might have been Discord.
And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
No? We're all like sketched out by any kind of audio sound. It's like super sketchy.
Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo tribes remain.
Who are the other Indo tribes? You're in good company, it seems. How much money does Wild Pines have? Gotta tell me something else.
Son Baptiste, LUM, an unknown entity known as Brightest Star.
You're in good company, it seems.
Why, thank you.
She does not register the real meaning of the remark. How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
It's not bad.
$1 billion?
20 billion. I'll just say wow.
20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments.
A wave hits the sloop. She grasps the mainstay for balance.
A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility.
Okay. Now you're gonna creep me out. I'm getting creeped out now. Yeah. We're gonna hit the suspense and what is this? What is going on? Is it the aliens? I think it's aliens. It sounded like a simple app notification to me, honestly. Like, I'm almost even wondering if it was on my phone. I don't know.
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Somalian
Probably.
and Insulindian
More than
easterners
likely that's it,
250
too.
years ago. when Pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lormentang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
Huh.
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
Yeah, I haven't gotten one of those calls in a while, but I've been blocking so many 1-800 numbers forever that I just, I just block them right away.
There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
What can you tell me about the... Well, you're on a boat. We'll start there.
Why, yes I am.
She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Not a lot of people on boats, are there? Does she have a name? Do you have a license for this boat?
The boat? No. It is called Cor de Leyte 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
Okay, but what kind of boat is it?
It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
How do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
Pleasure craft. Yes.
I'm
Yes, a
enjoying this
pleasure
part of the
cruise
interview.
on a pleasure
It has so
craft.
little to do with the murder we're investigating.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
I want to close that, and we don't need to see that. Okay. I hate notifications. I absolutely hate notifications.
Of course there are.
She looks around.
We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Yes, we are.
She raises her
We are
brow.
on Le Caillou.
Still, I haven't seen anyone
I
else
haven't
sail a
seen
boat.
anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
Do you have a license for this boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
I think I have a handle on this boat thing.
Good.
What can you tell me about this strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Right, wait, what if I want to hear about trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade and Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
An octopus? I will slay it. How do I repeal it then? Wouldn't want to disturb an octopus, better let it be.
Good luck is only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own.
What the ma'am means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What is your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The Union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected.
Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Tell us more about this behemoth.
What can I say? The Union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organization now.
So the strike is connected to the lynching?
Yes, I believe there is a connection. But that's a subject for later.
How are the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
He looks at his notes.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the Union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the Union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the Union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There
What's
have been
going
2
on?
prior strikes. Both times the Union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Okay, what happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told
We're
him
playing
to...
Disco Elysium,
How did
where
he
you get to
put
play
it?
a drug-addled and psychologically disturbed detective who wakes up after a 3-day bender instead of... Yes, and we're investigating the murder that we just spent 3 days on a bender instead of investigating it. And you wake up, you don't know who you are, you don't know nothing, and you gotta basically solve crime while, battling with your inner egos, or your ids. Ew, okay.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Okay then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the Union.
What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
So that's a collective then.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
Over-aggressive commie posturing. Seems like they have no idea about business. Forget I wanted to ask about something else. I think over-aggressive commie posturing.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board.
Most of them probably don't know what that means.
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers
Yeah,
in
that's
its
not how that
Martinez
works.
terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
That's funny, I have to admit. The workers can't be kings. The king is king. The king is dead. Long live the workers. What are you going to do? That's pretty funny.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was
Yep,
they
chilling
would
out
prefer a
here
more
too.
practical
We were
solution.
playing, going to play Lego Star Wars and even started to, but we were having some serious sound issues with that game. However, you did level up in chat, so let's give you a little level up jingle.
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position. A hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyar at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
The scabs at the gate, did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the Union refuses to?
Don't let her answer it herself.
Let's see. No, I mean scabs. Let's call them strike breakers. You put them there, right? You're right. I don't know what she got. What got into me? Some of the degenerate dock worker lingo was rubbed off, it seems. Let her continue. Now, we're going to stop her and say, let's call them strike breakers. You put them there, right?
If these strike breakers were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not yet, at least.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Tell me about this union boss, Mr. Clare.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. You can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Is he that bad? He can't be that bad. Say nothing. Everard is a hero of the workers' movement.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's
Right.
his twin brother, Edgar.
Exactly. Wait, there are two of him?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union itself outside the brothers Clare? Let's take this back to the strike. Well,
The Debardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it.
yeah,
I can respect
it's
that.
kind of almost like Baldur's Gate, though, too, because you actually have, like, stat rolls and shit when you're talking to people.
Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened. in
Like the guy
local
that's
chapter
hanging in the tree
elections.
is still hanging in
brothers
the
Clare
tree
came and
because my
transformed us
endurance was
into a-
low. But I just
how
grabbed
do you
something
say?
that probably helped me with that.
A mob. The Debardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
And we're in the middle of like a workers'
Refreshingly
strike, and
honest,
somebody
officer.
got
The
little D
company
and D.
has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother.
She turns to
And
you.
your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Debardeurs Union is...
An effective advocate for the rights of local working men, a giant leech sucking the life out of Revachol, basically a socialist mob. I prefer not to have an opinion on these things. I'm gonna go basically a socialist mob.
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers.
One more thing, you said something happened in the elections.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. Disappeared.
Now, because I took that dialogue to that point, it gave me 5 experience. That's how you level up, and then via leveling up, you can slot points into different skills. That'll help you along the way.
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
This forewoman, her name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence. Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name, and I don't have access to the Union's files.
Eerie.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a Union matter. The point of the presentation is, These kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
That's all I need here. Let's change the topic.
Of course. How else can I help?
What can you tell me about this lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid.
She falls silent for a moment, contemplating something.
The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Could be. Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
It's possible. After a night of heavy drinking, I lost all memory of my life and the world. I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, nothing. Yes.
I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please.
It's possible after a night of heavy drinking, or do I go... Yeah, I was just gonna go, I could have eaten it for all I know.
Oh dear.
Could be. We're gonna find out,
Some
aren't
kind
we?
of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound.
Yeah.
I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize. But I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. I mean, favors for favors. A dirty alliance of some sort. Consider this. Perhaps she has been planning it all along. That you convince yourself into colluding with her.
Then I'll find it somehow. Let's talk about something else until I do. I could try suggestion. What do you guys think? I mean, it's 72%. That's pretty good. If we fuck it up, we can't retry, though. So it's kind of super sketchballs. Fuck it, YOLO.
Easy.
Oh,
Just
easy.
offer her a favor. Like I said, nice and dirty.
Surely there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Like what?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason. The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones.
So more quid pro quo.
Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse us for a moment, ma'am. Okay, so he wants to talk.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would.
How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchmen.
Oh, so we're henchmen now? Really, I thought it was going so well.
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
Maybe this is all her plan. She might have heard about you.
The company must have more ears on the ground. She could have known about my condition. Her proposal was likely part of her design. This all is. What do you propose? That we don't investigate drug trafficking? We could just, you know, find my badge.
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
That's good enough.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isla
Raw
into
ingredients.
Revachol
I wonder what
with
they're
the
cooking
Union's
up.
blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine.
Bam!
GBL, and
Called it.
various synthetix psychedelics. Honestly, it might
As soon
be
as
quicker
they
to say
said
what you
ingredients,
can't
I'm
make
like, oh,
from
they're
the stuff.
cooking meth. Let me get this straight. The materials come from Samara to Revachol through the terminal?
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbor.
That's easy.
into
We
the
have
city.
bolt cutters
Once
already.
they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they're vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Uncovering Union secrets could also give you an upper hand when dealing with them.
It's no coincidence lorries are stranded like that,
No.
are they?
We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However,
She pauses, looking to the sea.
this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue.
She looks north.
Thousands of liters of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
What proof do you have that the Union is
How do you
involved?
think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
So you think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for drugs?
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier?
We did. on more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers.
We already have some suspicions that one of the drivers was present at the lynching.
The two might even be connected.
Or not. Though, if you have evidence to the contrary, I'm eager to hear it.
As eager as I am to share it, Lieutenant, once the job is done. Yes?
We will take this case, probe the driver, see what it yields.
Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
You seem smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown on this reality we're in.
This reality.
She pulls her hood closer around her neck.
Yes, reality is your side case. An experimental side case.
I'm conducting a personal investigation into the world I find myself in. It's related to that medical episode. I have trouble remembering even the most basic terms of reality. No time to explain. Just give me the lowdown. Actually, now is not the good time for a reality lowdown. Yeah, we'll go with the...
How truly curious. A sort of philosopher detective.
My theory is that this inquiry into the nature of reality will ultimately converge with our murder investigation. They are really one and the same. Actually, that's not why I need you to give me the lowdown. Yeah, I'm gonna...
Are they now?
A deep synthesis. I'll assist you however I can then. Go ahead. Ask.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
Ugh. These are all white ones, so we can retry them at least. Where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby.
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
She refers to your corresponding ages.
And what is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Tell me more.
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed.
She closed her eyes.
There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
What sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
Are we near the ocean?
Yes. We're on an island in an ocean. The world's largest body of water. The Insulindic.
Known to the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the Blue Immensities. Vast, lukewarm, and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
What's the name of this island?
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea. Misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river on the 6th branch. The Martinez distributary.
It It is clear this...
Yeah, I mean, I'm
enormous
hoping
value to her.
Santa comes super early. Because we should be getting our shit, like, tomorrow. Or in the next couple days.
And to humanity at large.
And I'll be wearing mine on stream. I have the beanie and my personal beanie and the sweater. With the big insignia on front. I didn't go for the badge one. Mainly because the stream thing and, you know, I got a bunch of badge ones. You get them from free off of people. Okay, that's Martinez. What's Revachol?
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city.
What kind of city is Revachol?
Great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory. Beyond patriotism. A fact.
What makes Revachol great?
History, detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Okay, who built this city?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed.
When was it built?
In the DeLorean century.
DeLorean?
380
It's not spelled the
years
same,
ago.
though. And why will it resolve history?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connected tissue. Where the money is.
So we're in an unimportant part of an important place.
I think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about...
She points across the water where the skyscrapers rise.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Look to the sea.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition. Only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
So, like, when you see colored chats come up, that's different parts of your psyche. So, your Shivers, Inland Empire, these are all, like, parts of your psyche that are chiming in. Depending on how your dice roll. Like, if they can say something to you based on the rolls that are going on in the background, they will. And it gives you more insight. Where are we?
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
She watches you closely as you scan the horizon.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Yeah, something like that.
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, but even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
You're right, Lieutenant. I'll
It's
continue
better
later.
not to eat all your candy at once.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
Okay, we can come
Glad
back
have
to
been
her.
of assistance. The little that I know. Of course, Detective.
Because it is getting late.
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Our conceptualization isn't high enough for that. That's amazing that we, like, basically, got money out of her. Apparently, Kim wants to say something to us.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't paid the cafeteria manager for the
We
damages
should
yet.
take care of that then.
I think I have the money now. This is money, right?
I'll also take a room at the Whirling. One cannot get much closer to the crime scene.
Alright, so we're gonna go jam off into the room real quick. Pay our debt off. We could turn these cans in real quick, too.
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with...
The hobo detective. I put the hobo beanie on him, too. Oh, yeah, that's right. The main entrance is around the side. Conveniently, there's the trap convoy, so we can check that out. First things first, though, I really want to get this dead body out of this goddamn tree. There we go.
Can I help you?
So about the money I owe.
Yes. Have you got it?
I have your money.
Well?
Here it is. Sorry for your trouble.
Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow. I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room. All the doors lock automatically at 9 p.m. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow.
That's pretty
20
funny,
real
Luggy.
per night.
Welcome to the stream, too.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything?
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type.
Wait, there are Kobo types?
Yes. Guess what's yours?
Cool cop, some kind of weapon cop. Sorry, cop, I'm sorry, I'm not sure. I'm sorry you had to monitor me. We're gonna go with something crazy.
No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we?
Okay, okay. But what are the other coppa types? Won't the other coppa types be jealous? I'm sorry. You know, actually, I'm not sorry. I changed my mind. Fucking they should be sorry.
Oh, you know. Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, Liquid Shadow cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go.
Okay, okay, but we already did that.
What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. Don't worry. They'll be super, super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual Copo type from sorry to anything. No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance. Wow. Okay. Fuck off. Maybe we were wrong about you then.
Sorry, Maxing. I'm not sorry. Where's my empathy? I wanted my empathy up a little bit. Dirk, what's up? Alright, I'll put my shirt back on. Oh, that ball too, that shot put ball. We gotta give that to that one dude. Where is my empathy? Well, no, I got to be able to empathize. There's already like 3 characters I have to empathize with, right? So it seems like empathy would be something I'd want to, a stat line that I'd want to approach aggressively, I would think. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I've never played this. So I believe we're the furthest I've been, although the other time I attempted to play this, That's true. That is true. So what did I get here? I got the yeah. I could do the -2 empathy for cold-blooded, right? Now, see, this is the part I don't get. You have to kind of... Like, if I do that and set that, it's fine, right?
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe. And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
All right, let's go.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then...
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
He lights a cigarette. I didn't know you smoked.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool, that cigarette.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm purposely leaving it there.
I apologize, but
I got the hobo cap on, everything.
I have exactly 1 cigarette every night while going over my notes.
How'd you get so cool, Kim?
I mean, this isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easy to simply quit. Yet, were he to quit, he would lose the cool factor. This man relishes his cool quite a bit, Bellator.
Yes, it's been a long and eventful day. Well, You were so hungover that you couldn't keep it down when we approached the hanged man. So we didn't, but we performed a thorough search of the premises of the crime scene. That's great.
Though you really dropped the ball on inspecting the body, he doesn't want you to feel too discouraged. Probably out of fear that you'll just give up and keep drinking.
Don't worry, Kim. I'll totally be up for inspecting the body
I
tomorrow.
look forward to that. As for the interviews, we weren't able to find the union leader, Evrard Claire, much less interview him. So that's on the to-do list for tomorrow. We tried to interview the Wild Banks rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. Fine, so be it.
Oh, so
I
they
have
went
a
with
feeling
Kim right
Joyce
away?
knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us.
Interesting.
Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice? It's impressive, especially for a man your age, and in those hills.
He nods thoughtfully, tapping his finger on his cigarette.
Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
Thank you for the compliment. We could manage it even in wooden clogs. There are uncanny running reservoirs in this body. God knows why.
So what are our powers exactly, the RCM?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Ravachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
1,000, why not more?
The RCM's primary role is
Oh, Luggy, thanks for the follow. Then you know what that means. I gotta eat the last jelly bean for Luggy. And boy, oh boy, is that thing echoing like fuck. Alright, so let's see if I can even get this out of here. I don't even know. Oh, there's actually 2 left. I thought there was only 1 left. Now there's 1 left. It's red. No, that thing's been buggy for a little bit. So it's a red one. It's either, what, the old bandage or the pomegranate? Let's see. Pomegranate. Nice. Thank you very much. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you.
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
Okay, what else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone...
Really appreciate you following us here, Luggy.
It prevents confusion and...
We're really trying to get this Twitch affiliation out of the way. So anybody in here hanging out with us, besides, we love talking to y'all. Anybody in here hanging out with us, though, it's great. Definitely appreciated.
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up. As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power. You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best.
What happens to the people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couronne and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
And who makes all these rules? The coalition government?
Yes, the international community's mission in Ravachol.
Yeah,
And
not
the moral
quite.
intern, more broadly.
Got a little decorating to do yet.
The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less.
His gaze is absently fixed on a window below that just went dark.
Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Ravachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Let's say it was the citizens of
Be
Ravachol.
sentimental if you like. Either way, the moral intern leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
The moral intern? What is it?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a rough Christmas for everybody. Besides, everything's crazy expensive. Like, we just got our oil changed on our car, and the shit 2 years
There are a
ago,
union of center-left and
was
center-right
like-
parties across the Real Belt.
maybe
Our
60% of
coalition
that,
government
and that
is
was
just
after
one
there
of
was a
its many
$15
projects.
friggin'
They also run the ICP,
coupon applied
the
or
PIS,
discount
most
applied.
intergovernmental organizations in the world.
It's crazy how much everything, just literally everything's more expensive.
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. Which is honestly, I'm kind of surprised our hoodies aren't more expensive on
question.
Fourth Wall.
It's
To
a
be
blue
perfectly
forget-me-not.
honest with you, that's
Their
like a
motto
really good
is
price.
love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Something kind and usual. Something almost self-explanatory. Something ominous.
What was Dolores Day?
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
What do you think of them?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in
See, right there, rolled empathy success. I probably wouldn't have a minute ago.
Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad.
That's another leitmotif associated with moralism.
But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me. Do you?
Things are bad out there. Point to the sea. We need that. We need them here giving us the right to police Ravachol. They've done an awful job here. Have you seen the place? This isn't humanism. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization protecting bourgeois rights. Mutter silently, immigrants, liberal kips, fucking men are turning into women. On second thought, I don't have an opinion. Forget about it.
We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim
Yeah.
to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes.
Actually, vigilantes is okay with me.
Then you will adore Martinez. For many of these people, the Union especially, vigilantes is precisely what we are. Personally, I don't enjoy it much.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This
Well, we're having
soldier
our Christmas
is
late
the
this year
highlight of the
anyway.
day for me. He thinks,
So,
this little stick right here.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, you know. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our two precincts.
And in Jamrock and GRIH?
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land.
He looks at the dark silhouette of the equestrian monument cutting into the night sky.
It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
I hope our investigation will improve the situation here, at least do some good.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
Thank you for this.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
Crawl in.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't come.
What?
And then sleep doesn't come.
But I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault. Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it? Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone.
Yeah, it does sound pretty
Your
close to where we're
thoughts
at.
lost between the slowing brain waves. Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start.
Huh. Disco ball.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood? What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question. Do you remember your wife's hand on your face? Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth? Do you remember the warmth of her
Oh, I already did
thigh?
that one.
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering, worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life? Oh no, Funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I could get it all back.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What is Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Islas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. You failed every single one of them. You really fucked up. No, you haven't. You're just sleep talking. And the act is wearing thin, too. The spots on the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed. Stinky boy. You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding? You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet. Grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover. Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
So that's fun. All right. You just heard a man breaking into a million pieces because he's coming down from all the drugs he did. That's what you're hearing. I feel like we should level up one of these lower ones here. Or our Savoir Faire, which is like super low. Suggestions also kind of low.
Good going, buddy.
Alright, so I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break. That just creeped me out. I'm going to go have a cigarette. Hang out, everybody. Stick around with me. I'm going to come back and keep going further into this. I want to get that goddamn body out of that tree. That's like mission number 1. I have to find the Union boss, and then I want to inspect those cars that are trying to cross the bridge. So when I get back, we'll do all that. Stick around. See you in a couple minutes. Be right back. Okay, we're back. And I see Playboy's lurking here. Leveled up in the chat over on Kick. Thank you, Playboy. I want to get that goddamn body out of that tree.
Oh, just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think. It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
Yeah, I'm not going looking for speed.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
That's a lie. I can do this without the speed. Half the town won't be dead.
Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
Alright, I'm gonna unequip this fucking flashlight. Because it's like a little, like, why, right? There. We're still gonna carry around our bottles of cans while we wear our hobo hat. Probably just downstairs, right?
Morning.
He gives you a quick nod.
Looks like we can get to work at once. The Union must have turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
Why do we need to talk to them?
Everything points to the Dock Workers Union. The tracks in the mud, the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information. Which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy.
What do you mean, rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast, there's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Aren't they like wrestlers? Are these the men Gart told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
There are so many of them, maybe we should call in reinforcements.
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay? One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first. Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Now, we'll come back. I want to get that fucking body out of the tree. That's what I want to do.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
Do they always do that?
We do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins,
Ugh.
and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
Inspect the boots.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
These aren't boots, are they? This is the armor he was stripped of.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
What kind of armor is this exactly?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
Under the heel. Fairweather. Fairweather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Where's the rest of it? Scavenged by the locals?
Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
Maybe he was just wearing these boots and there's no rest of the armor.
No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirt we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under fabrics.
Nice. That makes sense.
Well, if they told him to strip before they hung him to demean him, he could have been walking around naked just like this for all we know. No.
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre, the Mazda, the Besmerties and the like. This one still has his underpants.
Fucking talking about underpants.
The material looks out of place here.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
How much are we talking about?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real.
Wait, my yearly
Unadjusted
pay
for
is 5,500 real?
Not too much, yes.
Pathetic. I need to hustle more and hate less. Sounds puny. Wonder I can't pay my hostel bill.
It's a sorry situation, I agree.
How could this man afford such expensive hardware?
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the Harbor Company. But that's just hearsay.
Initial report?
Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinez. I'm sure you did the same.
He's not actually sure of that. He's just being tactful.
These look pretty advanced for a security guard.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
Knock on the boot.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup.
Sounds fragile.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether. Like whirls of floorboards, the design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps.
What does this remind me of?
If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like.
Run your fingers over the
The
lines.
smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice. The whorls are in the shape of a letter and number combination. E50, 100, 1000.
Looks like there's a serial number on the right subaton.
Good. Can you read it to me?
He tips the drying ballpoint of his pen on his tongue.
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done.
Pull
Either
the boot
station-
off.
This feels dangerous. Are you sure? The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous
Stop! He's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal! What's wrong with you, asshole? Is he letting Goku know?
I don't know, baby. Don't know why he's such a...
Officer, if I may ask, what were you trying to achieve by putting on the deceased foot?
Back off and look at the corpse.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Inspect the belt.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships.
Don't ask me how I know that. No, but this is a lashing belt used for airlifting cargo.
Airlifting? I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
Apparently, this is the reinforcement kind for air transport. My brain tells me so.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
We're assuming dock workers from the harbor did it.
I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike. You?
Makes sense, believably mundane.
70% of the cases I get are just filling in the blanks on the initial report. This belt worries me.
They sure wanted him to stay up there. The rope is reinforced with steel wiring.
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
How did they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
Did they climb up using the kid's ladder?
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory. The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos.
Inspect the tattoos.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. His corpse is marked by stars.
What will mine be marked by?
Alcohol and heartbreak.
Is this a map of the night sky? Is this microelectronic system? Is this a national pattern? I'm gonna go with the night sky.
Map of the stars. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great Century Messinian, maybe. But this seems more particular. Customized somehow.
As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates, and you feel as though you were only half right.
I'm missing something here.
So am I.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck?
An instant color camera. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
He points the camera at the corpse, peering into it, the lens adjusting then.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it.
What do we need this photo for?
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter. To us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Sure. Just don't lose it.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms.
Then we're gonna look him in the eye.
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
I'm gone.
Where have you gone?
Into the wild pale yonder.
Where is that?
In the pass. Way out in the west. The Blue Heart. Oh, that's good shit. You'll love it. Just press down and fuck it open like you always do.
Jesus.
Fuck it hard. Corpopo the clown.
He means force. It'll work.
I can see you're gone, but who are you?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
There's nothing funny about you.
There is nothing funny about jokes either.
Who were you when you were alive?
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
I have another question for you.
Go ahead, Bobo.
What is happening?
What do you mean?
I'm talking to you.
It's the power of your imagination. Go ahead. Ask me more questions. You fucking love questions.
Why do I love questions so much?
Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions? Here you go, you loony.
Is my name Rooney?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
I do strike myself as a Rooney.
No, you don't. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry.
Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible?
Because you have.
I hate you. You stink and you're boring.
Do I remind you of someone?
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
No, not quite. Be fair now. You sure I got out of that one? Coppolini.
Enough.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. Of course. You have come back later.
Okay, so
amuse
how do we get him down?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue. As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration? Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. his fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
Okay.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
He's beaten up, see the
I do.
bruises?
Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal-like.
Agreed. Especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports a hanging.
Yep, seems like a
Everything
lynching.
here seems to corroborate that assumption. But we should still get him down before assigning a probable cause of death.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
Drop, drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he saying?
Talking about shit.
Maybe.
He doesn't really want to dwell on it too long.
I agree.
His personality is no longer a part of the world.
Totally dead.
The world no longer stores his personality as competition. There was a time for that, and it ended 7 days ago.
That sounds about right, yes.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you,
Okay.
decomposing.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
Can someone else do it?
Someone else? You mean like the police?
I mean someone who's below detective.
Someone like a paid garbage man? Or a clinical? I have bad news for you. That is a detective.
Yeah.
I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast.
We could saw the branch.
Climb up there and... Oh, the branch?
Yeah, it seems dangerous.
There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees. We are not getting him down already. Not getting him down is a task that's already accomplished. Sadly, it's not our job to keep him up there, but to get him down.
How do you plan to get him down, then?
Maybe we could shoot him down?
Yeah, bang bang time, pig. Shoot his head off.
How?
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim.
Where? Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to release the bet.
Yeah, now we're talking. Paying Kuno with some shit.
They'll miss. The pigs will miss, Kuno.
I'll blow his head off.
Take it. Take the shot.
Yeah, take the shot. Kuno wants some of that shit.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks, securing it in place. That's a Kiel A9090 Armistice mass-produced muzzleloader, ascetic, frugal, one of the most common firearms in the world. He then steps back and assumes the fellow Stess position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
Easy does it, partner.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
God damn it.
He feels bad about it. About his eyes mostly. Just having bad eyesight. Probably from a young age. Whatever you do, do not console him.
Okay.
Fucking idiot! Mookabat asshole!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and the victim remains uncompromised. Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. We have eyes on us. I didn't do us any favors with that. I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance. It's bad as it is, us shooting firearms like punks. Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
The peace shines in his outstretched hands.
They only have one gun!
This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana poika! Take it and shoot yourself in the...
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger.
What the fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth!
Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth. Good lord. These kids are little fucking assholes, aren't they? Like, they're super duper pieces of shit. I don't even know how I feel about them, to be honest with you.
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, catching the morning light as the corpse slowly rotates. The slow movement of the branch in the wind and your shoulders directing the gun sink up, dancing hypnotically.
Look, he's crying! You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty? Or what? You gonna fuck me? You wanna fuck me, pig? Is that... Do it! Set me free!
You feel as though it would be dangerous to set this creature free to roam about the cosmos.
Don't.
Do it!
Intense shit, copper.
Kurt waved his gun! It wasn't intense, it was pathetic!
The lieutenant takes the gun carefully from you and
Fucking pussy didn't shoot shit, did it?
didn't shoot me. There is sincere disappointment on her face. This kid was expecting pandemonium and release from her mortal coil.
We need to access the harbor and ask the leader of the Union to have it taken down. They have the tools. They have men. I did not want us to be indebted to Evrard Clare. I wanted us to be able to deal with it ourselves. That is clearly not the case. We need help.
You need to suck my dick! Why the fuck am I still alive?
He's a dangerous and corrupt
This
man.
fucking kid,
We cannot
man.
predict what he will want from us in return.
I was actually thinking. Yeah, right. I was actually thinking about taking a shot there. You'd have took the shot.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso.
Okay.
It still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky. But something's not right.
Who are you?
Gone.
What is the meaning of the
For
tattoo?
you to discover. You've gotten as far. Someone who knows about history could tell you.
Oh, well, I have an idea where to take that photo. If the game ends when it just started for this reason, it's acceptable. What do you mean by that? Oh, if I would have shot... Yeah, I mean, I could have just tore his head down, too. Like, it looks like it had I kept pulling on him, on those boots.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of... the material, delicate and fragile. These are clearly not boots.
Indeed. Ceramic under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather.
This feels dangerous. The stench...
Stop!
Pig's gonna...
Brutal!
Even the mongrels can see you're about to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Yes, that's what I said. You'll compromise the coroner's case if you...
Indeed. From this angle, it does look like the neck isn't going to take much more. Being dead for a week has all but liquefied his muscles.
What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot? How many clues do you need? You already found a number. Besides, there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals...
You're sure there's a way to peel them off? But first, the body needs to be down. And second, the anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation...
The
All right.
cadaver
So
slowly
we're going to have to
twists
just get
on-
help from the dock workers to get him down, unfortunately. Kind of sucks. However... Ooh, who's this?
Hello? Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Shouldn't a working class woman be
Not all the
working?
time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read. It is. I know you are. What with?
What with? A lot of things. For example, people tend to go missing.
My husband? No, he's not.
So where could he be?
I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
Where is this going, officer?
Yes, but... I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time.
Would you like to?
No. course he's not. It's not like he's a pocket watch. I wouldn't just lose.
She has though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay.
What? Who said anything about shame? Stop talking down to me. My husband is not missing.
But he is. You can feel it. Or maybe it's something
Alright, babe.
else then.
And you just leveled up in chat on the Twitches. Maybe your husband is missing. Maybe your children are missing. Maybe your cockatoo is missing.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so where are they?
Are you a policeman or a nanny?
Nanny, where are they?
They are not missing, sir.
You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance.
What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine. They're with their friends down in Jamrock. There's nothing to worry about. They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me protecting them from everything now. My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 16. Jenny, she is turning 18 next month. But we shouldn't even be talking about them.
And can you describe me their appearance? Any features that stand out? Something to make identifying a little easier?
Why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly told you that they're not missing? That they're in Jamrock, safe and well, at some stupid party?
It's for the investigation. I'm trying to be professional.
There is no investigation here. I can tell you that.
Okay, it must be asked then. What are you doing here? Why are you pursuing this? Is it a hunch?
I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get ladies. It's better to indulge him at this point.
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what? Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing. Great. Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
Wonderful. The store is open.
The woman before you.
Cool, so we got a reading quest. We gotta find a book about our bird. But I want to take the photo to this lady inside the bookstore because she seemed to have had good historical knowledge.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that Yes, yes. How was it?
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
Carl House of failed business enterprises leeching life energy from this bookstore.
I knew it. Oh, such horrors that have been thrust upon us. But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity?
You don't have anything of substance to tell her until you found that entity of hers.
A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next to the shelf of biographies. Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? Don't you feel compelled? Go, go. Get back there. The books away. Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself.
She's attempting to mentally direct you towards the shelves. She only wants you to buy the goods. She doesn't care about the books.
Truth be told, not really. My sister brings in most of the goods. I'm sure it's all very literary stuff with well-written prose. But you don't learn about the important things in life from fabricated stories. I provide a valuable service. As long as people buy books, I'm fine.
The bookstore
Truth is
clerk
available if
knows
you just
nothing
know where
about
to look,
books.
and you have to open and free your mind to understand.
She smiles and nods. Seeming
Okay. So we'll go upstairs and buy that book about birds.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over.
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick. You're a police officer, apparently.
Should buy
You
all
should buy
of these.
all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. Furthermore, they have no idea how hard it is to simply remove a body from a tree. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf? You see Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affair of Dick Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the Murder House. The Final Case of Dick Mullen. An obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the Clock Tower. The Ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen's Funeral Pyre. The Murder of Dick Mullen. Oh no, turns out he faked it to solve a case. Yes, there's also The Dame Who Did It. Farewell, my Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. The morbid tales of Dick Mullen. A dark tide turns. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen.
Yeah.
Another one with fake death.
Lots of Dick.
And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen?
Who is Dick Mullen?
Your attempt to grasp at the answer fails. It seems very close by, pulsating just out of reach.
That sucks. Oh, we'll have to come back to that one. Good thing it's a white. I gotta find that book, though, about the birds. I want to buy a book.
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title. From A to Zurich, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo. Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species, and they all have behavioral problems. You don't have behavioral problems. That's garbage. You're cool.
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
Hmm.
You wait for the storekeeper to be distracted. When she's not looking, you haul the tome of cockatoos into your pocket.
Just steal the
It's
fucking
quite
thing.
a challenge, but eventually, the guide to the cockatoos is yours. Splendid effort. Shelves full of biographies of famous people who have.
There was something over here that interests me. I did go through this bookstore before. I figured it would
This
be time
bookstore
consuming,
is
and it
not
was.
strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of
No, that wasn't it.
several maps. The maps look old and faded.
Okay. Yeah, this game's twisted. It's got a lot of different angles to it.
A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest, found on the Seminine Islands and in southern Fas a la Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However, they often exhibit various behavioral issues. This book talks about the delicate nature of toos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang bang cockatoo. It's colorfully illustrated. Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up.
I could handle that. It'd be nice to have someone to talk to when feeling lonely. Who would ever want a chatty companion? I know someone who knows how to listen.
Pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as recurring issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive. It is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day and give them the full care that they need. These birds will never understand that you have a life of your own.
Wow. Yes, but there has to be something great about the cockatoos as
You're
well.
right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle, and show off, and will even scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibels. Not great for the neighbors. Performing? Yes, birdie.
Read about the funeral cockatoo.
This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Psittacus venereus, relates to its dark and somber plumage. This bird looks as if dressed for a funeral, 24/7. There is something indisputably ominous about it.
Cool. Read about the major majestic cockatoo.
Perhaps the most impressive of all the species, the endangered major majestic cockatoo, is often described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle. Its pink-colored wings and flowing crest embellishing its proud and bumptious nature. In the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier, few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold, and beautiful species.
Read about the most common bang bang cockatoo.
Despite its banging name, the bang bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species, common in almost all Seminoles forests, as well as zoos and homes all over the world. Its plumage is mainly gray and white. The Seminoles name, bang bang, is thought to be of onomatopoeic origins. Yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you?
Which, gray and common bang bang, that's me. Only the funeral cockatoo in its darkness can truly grasp the depths of my doom-laden soul. Isn't that obvious, Major Majestic, here I come. But what if I am just a fuck-up-a-two? A fuck-up and a cockatoo? I have to take some time to think about it. I'm gonna go with the funeral cockatoo.
You're right. You're Psittacus venereus embodied. This ominous bird belongs on your heraldry.
Cool. So we completed that task. Nice. We gotta go find that dude. The Union fella. I think it's up this way, maybe. Question mark. No. Nope, 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 nope.
There must be another way into the building.
Whoa, that was loud. Holy shit. Holy crap, that was fucking super loud. Wait a minute. Yep. Yeah, it's strange that they would do that. Looks like there was more construction here once decades ago. Let's check this door here.
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building.
Knock.
The door rattles against your knuckles, but there's no response.
Knock again.
The door rattles again, but this time you hear an elderly woman's voice.
Stop banging on the door. I'm not letting any more strangers inside.
Hold on, who am I speaking
Doesn't
to?
matter who I am. Now go on, get out of here.
This is the police. Open the door.
The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here.
Please let me inside. It's cold out here.
No, I already told you. I won't be. Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
Leaving this sentence unfinished.
Backyard door. There must be another entrance to the east.
Madame, I assure you, we are real police officers.
There is no reply. Just faint.
Okay, so we can't get in that way. Because that old lady sucks.
Hello again, officers. Have you come?
I wonder what that is. And that backyard door has got to be over here, right? That's got to be this one.
There must be another way into the building.
Well, at least that time it wasn't as loud. Wait a minute. Yeah, how the hell do I get up there, though?
So much for a quiet smoke.
Odd. Alright, well, we can talk to the union guys in the bar. We can go check out these carriages down here that could be transporting drug ingredients, allegedly. This guy's new. Shit, ain't nothing to me. Okay. And then, wait a minute, down here. Those two guys are gone that were here.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind? Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Let me be straight with you. Should I be straight with them? Make insinuations? Or pretend like I need to get high?
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Okay, who's going for a smoke or something? I think I might about be ready for a smoke here. Actually, I might just go for another 20 minutes and call it a stream. Unfortunately, we lost 45 minutes early on the sound issue on Star Wars. That kind of sucked. Ugh. Yeah, I hear you, brother. I had one yesterday.
Gotta guard the stuff. Bosses don't look kindly on missing cargo. And it gives me time to work on my rhymes.
A rhymesmith? This is quite credible. It goes with its cadence and way of speaking.
Who do you think could be conducting the drug trade then?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
We wouldn't say he's lying, sire. Wait.
Nice.
There's something here, stored away in some dusty corner. It starts like...
Amir's temperature is always 0. It is ice in the veins. Its camera is an X-ray.
Whoa. What else?
It is a chalice held out to you in silent communion.
Silent communion? That's good.
Where, graspingly, you partake of a shifting identity never your own.
Dang. That's some great shit. You came up with that yourself.
I'm just a vessel for the muse.
Right. Well, really, no bullshit. That's great stuff. I sort of want to know if it's yours. Fucking hey! Seems I got you all wrong. Cops aren't much known for their artistic sensibilities these days. It's good to meet a fellow poet. Someone with an appreciation for real text. The others here, they don't really get it.
It makes it all easier to bear if the words are pretty. Hey man, cops are human too. Cops are human too.
Yeah, I guess I owe you an apology for thinking otherwise. And again, great shit.
You found some common ground with this man. Even impressed him. The next time you look in the mirror, though, remember those words. Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
I'm okay, man. Just... the jams got me down. The fumes, the chemical rainbows, the tarpaulin stretched on the frames and the dull engines off.
Maybe the full-on direct approach will... Damn. It's tricky business. Someone and not doing it.
Okay. We're gonna go around this way because I know there's other people over here.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays. Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is gray, like lead.
If you want her attention, You may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you?
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the wary aspect of a cornered beast.
I was actually hoping you could tell me that.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
Wait, what's so bad about the 50s? Where else would you be then? Oh. Where else would you be? When else would you be? I'd say when else would you be then?
Back in Mefka, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro. Until you came along, that is.
Who's Gabriel Buenguerro?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all his lines.
She leans back, savoring the world she's conjured up. So I take it you were in Mesk when you were young.
Someone was.
She nods as though her meaning were perfectly clear. Someone. Are these not your memories?
They are someone's memories. What difference does it make if it's me or not? They are beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
All of what? The world? The present? She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strange thought, as if the past will one day wipe the present away, like a tidal wave approaching.
Sorry to interrupt your dreaming, ma'am.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Lowman. It was early spring, and the mine behind the Black Sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden.
Her eyes narrow, and she appears to take her measure.
While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, Meth was a golden age.
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory. It's a petrostate, a constitutional monarchy, and, as of recently, an outcast due to its tilt to the far right.
Right, I have some other questions for you. Police questions.
Why not, Harife? Not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
She sells against the railing of her motor lorry. Behind her, mountains of memorabilia photos and knickknacks line the dashboard.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff? Please? I think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are not Gabriel. Gabriel doesn't say please.
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots, made of black leather. Buckles run across. The sole is also made of leather.
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
There is no aberration in the pattern that you can see. She puts her foot down.
Moreover, the boots were size 37. Tiny. There are too many discrepancies in all this. Another discrepancy, although not boot-related, is the coronation of His Innocence, Franco Negro, which happened 500 years ago.
Wait, what do you mean it was the coronation of Franco Negro? Turn to Kim. She is not Odd Soul. These are not the boots that made the prince.
I could have told you that from just looking at them. The size is 37.
The feet of a little girl, they fit well on the pedals.
What are you hauling?
Diamonds.
Diamonds, really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
Okay, but what are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
What if the cargo is contraband?
Then it's contraband, lawman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
Bad Hand, Hermenegildos' bad hand, strangled 300 people. What can I say? Some people just really like strangling people.
I still don't really understand this whole Boadero thing.
Of course not. To truly understand the Boyadero, you need to listen to on the Western Plain.
The Boyadero, Boya for short, is a cowherder from upstream Magritte, the great steppes of northern Mesk. He is a rugged individualist and explorer.
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring Boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain.
I'm guessing that doesn't happen.
Of course not. The Boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man. One night, as he and his beloved are out walking along the river Maigret, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
In the background, you can hear the orchestra swell as the screen fills with the maiden's imploring eyes.
So the Boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Magritte. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him. The most beautiful. A true Boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. He didn't know what it meant to love a Boyadero.
Before I came, you seemed away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
So he doesn't think she's a smuggler.
You hear that, lawman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
He doesn't want your frail mind caught up in something here. Something unconnected.
Slaughter, like, does Martyr have a
connected to
shitload of
this woman
points?
tuning out like
Because if that's the case... Now you got a goal and assist. Plus minus 3 shots on goal. It's not horrible. Not horrible at all. I had Carlson in that game. He was -1, but he had 3 shots and a hit. I don't think I had anybody else in that game. Starting, anyway. Nope. I had Malkin benched. And he just had 6 penalty minutes and 2 shots on goal and 1 block. So I'm glad I had him benched. Ooh. Great. And my goalie injury. Oh, wow. What the fuck? Lions stopped 14 of 15 shots before exiting in the second period. So, yeah, I lost another goalie. And he's day-to-day. And didn't get credit for that. So, that's pretty lame. Seems like my team only did meh. And currently it's 11-2. I do have 9 games remaining. They have 8. They've been getting lit up too.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best camioners around. I drive routes no one else will. Lomonosov's Land, Utachnaya Zemlya, Western Plain. The Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. Adestradas de Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches. Where the bluebirds fly. You're right, Lowman. I'm the one
Scoring's
who should
up
take my
everywhere, though.
health more seriously. Thank you for looking out for me.
Yeah.
A correct appraisal. You're quite shabby.
Is that all you woke me up to say? What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel. The great adversary. No drugs can compare.
Adversary?
Yes. There is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that hole.
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary. The great unrest.
If you don't know,
Maybe if she thought you're corrupt.
why would I want to do that? Lowman, what in the name of God are you talking about? Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way. Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramirizza to Grad. The U41A. What do you think they take from Saramirizza to Grad, Lowman? No, Lowman. Diamonds. Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Diamonds are good for you, Lowman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras. Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the futures of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
Yeah.
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesquite.
Alright. We're done with her. Ooh. Another $1.07. The what? There you go.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad made. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
What's
the
up?
driver has adorned his
Did you
face
throw
with
up?
a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels.
What kind of stickers and insignia?
The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar
Oh,
paraphernalia.
get out of here, Ooze. Of course we kiss all the
Proclamation
time.
about
The
honor,
fuck?
strength, and purity are glued to various panels. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains. A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, Man from Eamdal in the Lost City of the Pygmies.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. There's money over here, too. Wasn't this... I think this might have been the racist.
Looking for something, Runt? Come to tell me. Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation. The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months maybe. But this here is just the last week or so.
What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up?
Apples.
Apples?
Yeah, apples.
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
Why not?
You know where that shit comes from? Zara Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
So I take it you're not smuggling drugs out of Martinez?
Not in, not out. I'll never
right.
betray the purity of my tribe.
So you're telling us that you don't know anything about drug smuggling through Terminal B?
I don't know shit. If I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Then what are you still hanging around here for? Most other commoneers have left.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
I did see one lorry with the trailer doors open on my way here. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling and Rags when some Kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
If they were getting drunk inside the Whirling in Rags, how could they know who broke into the lorry?
If all you were, how do you know blah, blah, blah. Exactly what he just said?
Aren't we allowed to say that he's the kids who do all the stealing around here? That's not road to science, man. Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang.
I don't know the exact amount, but I think it's like $11 or something.
Little side business is a scam.
Which seems pretty fucking good considering that like a plain hoodie's like $30 in the store.
He's just selling his employer's
just with nothing on it.
Smell. It smells like apricot and oil when you're nearby.
Yes, yes. Where is
I think. I could be wrong. I don't know. It depends on which hoodie, too, because the hoodies are different priced, right?
Looks like I offended your partner there. Too bad. Sealang's usually a little bit south of here, the other canal. You can't miss him. Just watch yourselves. His tribe are natural liars.
Oh, it should literally be here like any day.
He's your man, all right. 100%.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
But the sizes we order were out of stock, so...
Guess so.
Alright, I have an idea. Excuse me. Well, whatever ones were.
Let me handle this.
Oh yeah, they shipped. Ours shipped like days ago. So it should be here any time.
Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
The shirt was softer, way softer than I expected. And Appleberry's hoodie seemed pretty soft. It's not the softest shit, but pretty soft.
That's right. I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
She crosses her arms.
So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does. That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
Yeah. Yeah, I should probably pitch a couple of mine, to be honest with you. I only really wear like 2 or 3 of them because the other ones are getting kind of ratty. So, it's a good timing for us to order hoodies. We both could have used a new one anyway. Actually, I'm feeling pretty good. I think I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break and then maybe go 1 more hour. So, when we get back, we're going to start talking to these union people now. We're going to start digging into that a little bit and then eventually get their help, get somebody's help, hopefully get that body out of that fucking tree. Like, that's been a thing I've been trying to do. So I'm going to be right back. Hope to see you when I get back. Love you, bye. Alright, we're going to get right back into this because I want to finish off a couple of these conversations here and then call it a stream, but I didn't realize it was past 10 already. I want to hang out with my wife a little bit. She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her. What's your role in all this?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems? What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez,
what are you going
are
to do
no
to
one.
me?
What are we going to do to you? The union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
Sure.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress. Aggressive, you make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
Just dock workers? Do dock workers spy on the police? We let you off easy, miss. Don't think it will happen again.
Listen, you Moralington lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
The world needs a financial buffer zone. No need to get emotional. Heard that, but it's around the RCM is principled and strong, unlike these socialists.
Look, a comedian. Do your job. ask your questions, and get out of Martinez.
Strange. It's as if people don't believe a cop could be a socialist revolutionary.
Huh. What's that? Oh, money. Alright, let's talk to this Titus fella.
This is where you say your bit.
A broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can.
Detective.
The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you. We need to talk about the hangman out back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get ripe and pretty for you, huh?
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
Easy, boy. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
He slaps his forehead.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match. Starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man. In his 30s. Overbearingly masculine. Sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Size 45 or 46. Eldest in the room. Probably mid-50s. Smoker. Quiet across at the other table. Hobnailed working boots. Size 43. Gang tattoos. Mesk or Sarah Maritzian in his late 30s, early 40s. And then, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 46. The big dick. Wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips. Rugby cap. Fingerless gloves, and numerous scars. A little on the forehead.
Ooh, gotta follow. Where did that follow happen? Where did that follow happen? Striker on Kick. Welcome. Thanks for the follow. And if are you there? Are you there? I hope I'm saying that right. Strika, is that correct? If you're there, let me know. Because if you are there, I get to eat this last jelly bean. I probably just should anyway. Get rid of the fucking things. I can't even get the fucking thing out of here. It's like stuck in here. Can't get it out. Oh, that's not a jelly bean. That's just a little plastic piece that keeps the jelly beans from falling through the bottom. So we're out of jelly beans. Boo! I can't eat a jelly bean for you. No more jelly beans. Serene's happy day. She's been trying to get rid of them fucking things forever. Anyway, thanks for following over there on the Kicks. Appreciate you.
The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain. In the far corner, standard working boot, steel reinforced toes, size 44, 40-something, non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum?
I gotta remember to throw away this container, too.
On his neck. Forget it. It's not important. Let's call this one the musician. Size 41. with the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face, mean, watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy, boot size 46, deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He alone is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor, and you could easily exceed 220. In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy.
One of them is missing, the odd soul.
Exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy?
The fuck is with you, fella?
I found 8 sets of footprints, but there's only 7 of you. Where's the 8th Hardy boy?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy boy? We ain't hiring.
He shakes his head.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl? Who might it be? Elizabeth? The gardener?
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
It has to be good, if he won't let you pursue it. Looks like the lieutenant thinks so too.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. End.
He points at the lieutenant.
You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further. Thanks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Honey, but my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
You mean these boots? We all got a pair. We wore them the night we took the pretty boy out back and hung him by the neck. Yeah, we did this. Together. All of us. Until he was dead. That's why our prints are all over the scene.
There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away. It's too simple.
But there's a catch.
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time. You don't have to answer any of his questions.
I know, Liz. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long have you known the
Known
victim?
him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pines? Same company you're striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what?
He rubs his chin, pretending to mull it over.
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions. Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy boy without arresting all Hardy boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all? That's for the courts in Les Jardins to decide. Not for the officer making an arrest. Which we all know you won't be. What you can do right now is go back to your station and write a report.
No, no. We'll stay here and discuss what happened that night.
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Chaise électrique is the method of capital punishment in Revachol under the Coalition. During the suzerain's reign,
So,
it used
electric
to be the
chair?
firing squad.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
The River Esperance Correctional Facility, a military prison run by the Coalition, dubbed Reunion by the inmates. The origin of the name is unknown.
Rest assured, lawman. None worse than our guy. He got what was coming to him. Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out of line.
So he was a mercenary.
And he stepped out of line.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Hold on, how do you know he was in Special Forces?
As one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm Oranese goddamn special forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all.
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some Oranese paratrooper song, said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either. But he fucking did. Right there. Like some kind of animal.
Sire, the tale is true. This is a serious violation of the karaoke.
The karaoke code. What the fuck? Right, but what did he actually do wrong? Okay, besides crimes against karaoke, what did he actually do?
Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
He wiped spittle from
There's
his mouth.
slight unease in him, suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
You kill us all. We don't open the gates. We don't let the scabs in. If we don't bend over. And that was before he started coming here.
Yeah, said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then,
What?
gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Was this the same girl who was sexually assaulted? Raped, you said?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
He repeats like a parrot.
There's something odd here.
Right, but who did he rape then? This is a serious allegation.
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
How did you kill him?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, Copper?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
This is where an autopsy would come in handy. You have to work with what you know.
Titus, you don't have to clarify anything.
We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree, put a noose around his neck, and hanged him till he was dead and steady.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up.
With numbers, asshole. How do you think? You're right, Lizzie. I've done enough.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
Weren't you fucking listening? The fucker came to our bar. It happened right here.
Well, I'm gonna roll the dice on this one.
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But Elaine, who looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man, the least antsy of the bunch. Definitely not his first time being questioned by the police. This little rat-faced fellow is solid, too. Always fidgety, yes, but no change there. Him neither. Mostly keeps to his tomato juice, or whatever he's got there.
He's swaying profusely, has difficulty breathing. They've smartly kept him out of the conversation thus far. Definitely the weakest link in the chain.
A single sentence would wear him out. He can't take the length of the questioning. Keep it going long enough, and he'll crack.
No.
He looks up startled, his forehead shiny from sweat. A few coiled locks are peeking out from under his warm woolen hat.
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
And fuck you, too, Copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing.
His all-muscle comment wasn't sarcastic. He's genuinely trying to look out for Angus. This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
Like what, Copper? Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
It's almost an anthropological sight, watching him try to assert dominance over you.
Not in the arresting mood?
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. The lieutenant tries to establish eye contact with you. While the little rat-faced man reaches into his sleeve, there's a knife in there. Some of the others reach for their belts. Their eyes are light.
Wise move. You made the right choice there. Now make another and get the fuck out of our booth. We're not...
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. Done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us.
Authority
Real
godly?
law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating. Again, just get the dead guys off.
Good one.
About fucking time.
Alright. So we're gonna leave there. Allegedly. And we gotta talk to the union leader then. Next stream, I guess. We'll do that. We have to talk to him and get that guy pulled out of the tree and then autopsy him. That's probably going to be next stream. It's noon, so we have plenty of time left in this day. Anyway, I appreciate everybody stopping in. Thanks for following us on your preferred platforms, whether it be Kick, Twitch, LiveSpace, YouTube, Facebook. We appreciate you everywhere. Of course, we are still pushing for affiliate on Twitch, so if you could watch us over there until we get there, it'd be great. We're only feel like we'll have it in a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks. So anyway, Serene should be on at some point in the next few days, or me, but we're definitely going to be on in the next 3 days in a row. I don't know just which order we're going to be playing in. She'll be back with some Diablo 4. I'll be back with some other games too, not just this. Might get back into some other fun style games, maybe some side scrollers or something like that. I don't know. We'll get there. Do a beat 'em up, something like that. But anyway, everybody, I want you to have a really good night. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And much love to you all. Thanks for watching us. Peace out, guys.